guys, how's it going? Forever Kitty here. Today I'm in my red stuff. Red circle skirt, red vest top. Still bloody cold though. It's very overcast today. It's going to be a pretty good weekend, I think. Got a lot of things going on. Hairs. Anyways, so on submission, state of mind and active doing. Now, why I bring this up is because, and I've said this before many times, that a lot of people get confused about, the acts versus states of being, and how they sort of say, okay, these specific acts are submissive and dominant and blah blah blah. I'm like, you're missing the whole point here. The whole submissive thing is more of a state of mind, particularly those who are do like to live it 24/7, but it is also for those who do it every now and again just for fun or spice up their life. It's a state of mind. It's not an act of doing. Acts of doing can help the state of mind, but the state of mind can also help acts of doing. It's kind of one of those chicken and egg things. Morning, Shirley. Hope you're doing well. Love you. And that's the thing. A lot of people get confused about that. The whole state of mind, living it 24/7. I live it 24/7, and some people say, well, how can you do that? You don't live with them, blah, blah, blah. You go to work, how can you do that? I'm like, well, it's a state of mind, as I say, not an act of doing, the whole doing thing. Oh, that's good, Shirley. The whole doing thing is, it's just doing. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are in that submissive mindset. I mean, a lot of people know, not just don't just feel, not just think that they're doing it as a course of action, like saying, I'm submissive because I'm sexually submissive and I let the guy take control during sex. And they say, well, you could just be lazy. I go, what? I say, yeah, you could just be lazy. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're submissive, or just because you do what people tell you to do, that doesn't necessarily mean you're submissive. As I said, you could just be lazy, you could just be not wanting to think, you could just be, not wanting to take responsibility for anything that you do, because then, if someone tells you what to do and if something goes wrong, you go, oh, well, it wasn't my fault, they told me to do it. But that's the thing. Being submissive, even being a slave to a certain point in BDSM doesn't mean that you don't have your own mind, that you don't make your own decisions. You have guidelines that you follow, as you do in every kind of life. You have your ethics, you have what you agreed to, and all that sort of stuff that guide you through that. So the whole thing about, I don't feel submissive, it's like, okay, so why don't you feel submissive? What's going on in your head that doesn't make you feel submissive? The other thing is, being submissive all the time, that whole feeling being submissive all the time, it might be comforting, it might be relaxing to know that, there is somebody there who is with you, who will help you or will take control, will accept some responsibility, but you also need to take that yourself. For one thing, it's to give the other person a break, because being a dominant or a D person, they feel the weight of responsibility on them a lot. Now, I think some people who are parents would understand this, that even though your kids aren't there with you, a lot of the things that you do, you're aware of, the impact, the flow-on effect. And a lot of people take their responsibilities very seriously also know this, that, they see not just the immediate effect, but they see future forward, not just 1 or 2 years, but 10 years, globally, the number of people, the way it goes, not just the way they think that they want it to go, but the way things might actually go, the bad things, the good things, the unusual things. So I don't believe that people should be able to feel submissive all the time, because you're going to have to put that aside to do things like everyday things, like, I don't know, get up and shower, go to work and money, all that sort of stuff. Can you feel submissive while doing it? Sure, you can. You can also be highly aware of a relationship while you're doing it. That a lot of things that you do is to further your relationships, but also realise that some of the things that you need to do may seem selfish, but it is for the benefit of your relationship. Such as there are plenty of things that I do that I don't do with my owner. And people say, well, why? I said, well, because it's important to have that balance. The time that you have is so much more precious from the time that you're away. Okay? So, on the difference between that mental state of mind, and it's hard to describe to people, it's hard to get them to realise it, but the state of mind where you're aware of your relationship pretty much all the time, you're concerned for them, very much like, parents' concerns for their kids, that that they're there, there's like this connection there that's always there, as opposed to just doing things. Like sometimes the best thing to do is to not do anything. It's kind of hard these days where everyone feels like they need to virtue signal, that they need to prove that they're in support of somebody. It's different from actually being supportive of somebody and being in that state. Hard to describe, hard to explain, but some of you who've reached that and have known that will kind of get what I'm trying to convey here, is that you can be in a submissive state of mind and you're just being. You don't have to actively be doing anything to do it. You can serve with pride in a calmness. It doesn't have to be that you're there in a session and you're playing. It doesn't mean that you're submissive. It just means that you're playing in a submissive role. Can you be submissive in that role? Totally. But the state of mind that you have can be different. Don't get distressed though if you're not in that state of mind at times, because you just can't be all the time. You can have that connection in your mind, but the whole thing all the time? No. Even 24/7ers will say yes. I am a 24/7. I live at lifestyle, but you know what? There are times when no, I just need to get away. There are times when no, I don't feel that submissive. But there are times when it'll just sneak up on you, and you're sitting there doing your own thing. Maybe at work one day, and you go, I feel something. I feel that. For some people, it's an awesome realization. For some people, they go, oh well, I didn't. It's a different perspective. But anyway, rambled on enough. Walking through South Bank. But anyways, beautiful morning, even though there's clouds. Very symbolic, washing things away. Going to be doing some unusual things over the next few weeks. I'll be really busy, so the go lives will be a bit sporadic, I'm afraid. But I love you guys anyway. Just remember, being yourself. Don't worry about the haters. They'll always be there. And oh yes, I forgot a few things. So what are things in your frame of mind? What has put you in the frame of mind of being submissive? What has being in a submissive mind done for what you're actually actively doing? And think about, like, sit quietly, think about it. The submissiveness, frame of mind, acts of doing. Chicken and egg, a feeling. Separate things can be intertwined. One can feed off the other. Anyways, catch you guys later. See you, Shirley. Have a good day. Love you.